Hey everybody, this is Kendall. I wanted to share this pandemic retheme of my Whodunit in Your Pocket game. And first I want to say thanks to people that have tried the game already in its prior versions, thanks to those that will be trying it. I wanted to say thanks again to Uberdante for their help with some of the past iconography. I will be including a link to the Board Game Geek contest thread. It's a work in progress thread. I'm part of the print and play contest for 2024. I'll have a few links and I'll go into those in a minute. But why the change of theme? Basically, this game, the whodunit, murder weapon, suspect, place, those come up as a process of playing the game. It's not exactly deduction, and it's more of about the spatial puzzle and the surviving. So I actually had a comment a while back about that, and as I brainstormed some more, the survival aspect uh, seemed to say something like a zombie thing or like a pandemic thing. So I'm calling this right now "Pandemic in Your Pocket," and there's it's basically the same game. It's got a little bit different. So first, instead of the murder suspects, the weapon, and the place, these are just places. I went with the board game Pandemic as inspiration. It divides the globe into kind of four major zones, each with its own disease. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And I've got the cubes are optional. I'll show those in a minute. And I went for um, basically the major cities in those quarters of the area or of the world. So the blue looking cards are more like North America, West Europe. These green ones are more South America, part of Africa. These ones are more Africa and into Russia, India, and then these kind of reddish looking cards are more Asia, China, Japan. Uh, what else is in there? Australia. So anyway, instead of solving for three things, you're solving for four. So that is a little change. I've actually been enjoying it. It's a little more difficult, but I've also had to scale things. So in the countdown timer, instead of clocks, you have calendar icons. You have an extra one of those. Instead of the magnifying glass, you have microscopes for research. You're trying to solve the disease. Instead of three, you have four of those. So anyway, I'm still adjusting with difficulty there. But ultimately, that's the real big difference is instead of three decks of seven cards that you're starting with, you start with four decks. You still remove two from each randomly to determine what each thing is. And what else? Oh, instead of a secret passageway, you have these research centers to try to tie in the theme there. Instead of bystanders, you have your team members. You find one. So you have your team members, and you have, instead of blackmail, you have outbreaks. So, yeah, I've tried to make these cards. Tried to find icons on the noun project, and I'll have an attribution list file with everything. But I tried to find icons that looked distinct enough but similar enough to cities, and I've got some dashed red lines versus double solid yellow lines versus dashed green lines versus solid blue, and then these background colors. So trying to help with the iconography, although it is not my strongest suit. So what I will do, I did make one other change, which is if you're using these, you have two for optional use to make the game easier. And if you're using these, there's not a secret passageway icon like I had. There is only the microscope icon. So I'm giving it double use. There's less of them, so it makes it a little harder to use these. But I've tried it and I think it will still work. So the placement's still the same. You have to cover at least one square that has one of these in order to use. So, all right. So your goal is to find a cure for the 4 diseases within 8 weeks. That's what these weekly calendars represent. And you lose if you run out of time. You also lose if the disease spreads too rapidly. So if you get 6 of these outbreak icons, your team members, if they get covered, it represents your team members being infected or succumbing to the disease. So for your first 2, you lose 1 time. For a third one, you lose 1 more. If you ever lose 5 or more, then that's game. I think I will likely add this kind of mechanism to the Whodunit theme as well. Okay. Basically, you are deducing a city here. So you might think of it as, finding the origin of the disease, finding patient 0 in those places. So something like that. So I will do a quick playthrough. I'll randomly select 2 of each of these, set it aside, and we'll play. All right, I've shuffled these cards up pretty good. So instead of having 3 decks of 7 cards to start with and ending up with 15 to play with, you have 4 decks of 7, so 28 cards in this version, and you take out 2 each, so you've got 20 left to play with instead of 15. So the game stays a little longer, which I think feels good. Feels like the other game's a little short, in my opinion, but all right, let's start out. Yellow shaded card. Got a green shaded card. Let's put these together here. Sorry for my glare. I'm trying to do this as best I can. Another green shaded card. So what do we have in common? It's this gray one here. Having less luck with dry erase markers around my house, so I'm using just a paper version. All right, so as much as I don't want to cover up a microscope, I don't want to cover a city that I haven't eliminated yet, so we'll go this way. 1 outbreak visible so far. Okay, my second yellow shaded card, so we know it's not this Taj Mahal looking one. All right, try to keep these in screen. Okay, let's go this way. All right, we've got a blue, my first blue card. Let's put it right here. I think I will center these a little bit. All right, my first red shaded card. Let's put it right here. Covering up those outbreaks, keeping things as tight as I can. All right, my second red shaded card, so we know it's not this top one here. So we can cover that and these 2. So that's a good move. Another red card, so is not this icon or this one. If I want to cover both of these, I've got to cover the Australia, the Sydney Opera House one. So I don't know that I want to do that. But it is early in the game. Sure, let's take a chance. Let's cover that. I'm going to put a mark next to that Sydney Opera House just to say we may have lost the game if that's one of the cities we need. Okay, so we've got blue. What do we have in common? The CN Tower. That's my only blue. Okay, so yeah, this is a problem. I don't want to cover things. But I know it's not these two or this one. So I could cover this whole grid here. Basically, I think that's a good move because we'll do this. We do lose time for our duplicate CN Tower, but we're eliminating a lot of future headache possibilities there. Okay, here's a green. So what do we got? It's not this purple one here. And what else? Oh, we know it's not the this one. So yeah, I can't cover both of these at the same time. And I don't have a microscope, so what do we want to cover? We have not eliminated this city yet. There's just a lot we haven't eliminated, so it bothers me to cover that. I can cover these two, but at the expense of losing one of my team members. I don't love it. Let's go for it though. So we do gain a duplicate, so we lose a week. We also lose our operations specialist or whoever that is. It is actually right here. These are modeled after the roles in the pandemic board game, so kind of, at least that's the idea. All right, so we got another red card. Information we already had. I've covered a lot of the duplicates, although the Sydney Opera House, I put a mark because we covered that. It is not there, so we're good. That would be bad, but all my red is pretty well covered. So I can use this one to cover some things that I know. It's not this one. So I could cover these two down here. It's not a bad move. Basically keeping our disease outbreak low. I'm going to switch these trackers to this side. See if that works better. And then I'm going to push all of this up. Okay, see. All right, let's try. Let's actually try without this light. See if, sorry, that glare is pretty bad. This might be too dark, but let's try it. Okay, so our blue card, we know it's not this London area. And what else? We know it's not the Golden Gate Bridge. So trying to cover this and this, just it's not going to happen. Okay, we'll go here. When we gain another duplicate, we're losing time. Okay, Paris, France is not Paris. CN Tower, we already knew that, but being able to cover this one and this one and this one, yeah, again, not going to happen. Let's use, be nice if we could cover an outbreak and use one of our, let's see, I can cover that, and this. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, what if, I was going to say, what if I cover all of these, but my microscope doesn't line up? I guess I could go here. That doesn't cover an outbreak, though. So, I don't see. All right, well, we'll connect these microscopes. It cancels out a duplicate, so we cross out one of our microscopes, but we don't add a duplicate there. Okay, green, we know it's not this, this yellow icon. We also know it's not this tower here. And we know it's not this building here. So we have narrowed it down. It's Mexico City, which I don't see out here. It's this green looking icon. So let's see here. Cover this, this, and this, which again is impossible. I don't want to lose another team member. Yeah, I don't want to lose another team member, but I like the idea of lining these up. So let's cross out this guy here, this guy with the hard hat. So we do lose a time because we've lost 2 team members, but it lets us eliminate, like cancels out an outbreak, and then it allows us to connect our microscopes there, which prevents a duplicate. So here's how we're doing. We've got 4 weeks. We have not had 3 outbreaks or more. We're doing good on that front. We've used some of our research. We've lost some team members. We're down to 6 cards. All right, there's Mexico City. This is the location where patient 0 is, or where we've traced the origins of the disease, whatever we're saying about that. So basically these green cards, I need to prevent another duplicate of these 2 towers. So we can't really do that. We can't cover both of these at the same time. So we're gonna pick one, and we'll pick this one up here. Basically, we lose a week, but again, these are optional, but kind of fun. That's the disease source we found. Okay, another yellow card here. We can cancel out Rome, Italy. We can also cancel, is that the only thing we've got? What did we have? The Taj Mahal was the thing in common with these two. Yeah, that's... What do we have here? Oh, it's this green one. I'm blind. Okay, so we can cancel out this, cross out this green icon. Need to cover these two. I don't want to cover another person. This is terrible. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So maybe what I'll do is come over here. I'm preventing a duplicate, so I'm losing this to prevent a duplicate of cities, but I do have my third outbreak. So I am losing a time there. So yeah, I'm down to 2 weeks with 4 cards to go. Okay. No, it's not this blue icon. Okay, so we've got the Taj Mahal up here, blue icon here. We can't avoid another duplicate. So we're going to get a duplicate, get another duplicate. Let's cover down here. Okay. Down to 3 cards. Got 1 week left. Okay, we know it's not New York. And we know it's not Washington, D.C. So it is the windmills here, the Netherlands. No microscopes. I'm in a position here. So I want to prevent. I can't do what I need, so I'm going to cover these two. And actually, I'm going to cover that and line these up so that I can cover these more easily, maybe. So, all right, I have now lost because I've lost another time there. So I'm at 8 weeks. We're going to continue playing because we've got 2 more cards to go. Okay, we know it's not this icon here. And we know it's not this icon here. So it is this purple icon. So we're going to do that. We do have a microscope, so we can cover, we know it's not DC, so we can cover these. And we're still, in fact, we're down to 2 outbreak icons, and we use a microscope, our last one. So we technically haven't gone beyond our time. Let's see if we can hold it steady for that. Okay, it's not the Sphinx here. And we know it's not this monument, so it is Moscow. Moscow, right here. Okay, but we would have to cover this and this, so there's not really a way to do that. So we would lose another time, and is that all of our, let's see. Oh, we know it's this windmill here. So again, I like these cubes. They're kind of optional. I'm not sure if that's better or worse. I like these cubes. They're kind of optional, and I like the theme. I'm not sure whether it fits better than the Whodunit. I think think conceptually it does. You're surviving the game versus trying to deduce things. It does add a fourth item you're searching for, so that's, it's harder, but I am trying to scale that, and I actually like it quite a bit. And then again, with the research centers, research stations, you don't have a special icon. You're just double use for these. So you can, as long as one of these squares is covering it, then you could use these to cover up more of the duplicates. All right, I'm going to put links in the description. One for the BGG work in process thread, a PDF for the cards. I'm actually going to also include the Excel file if anybody's interested and wants to look at the way I build these in Excel, and you can tinker around yourself. Also the attribution. These are all from the Noun project, and so I've got an Excel file with all the list of which icons I'm using. And again, I would love feedback. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.